been a while since I've revealed Yorion. I do like Yorion a lot. I'm glad that we're playing Emeria here. Getting super paid off for it. I do like Weathered Wayfarer a lot. I think this card's really cool. Hopefully we're playing up a matchup where Wall of Omens is good, but my opponent has not revealed Luris. Luris is definitely making a comeback in Modern. Or maybe it never even ever left. How hard would a Soul Hoarder be to splash into this deck? Well, I like the banned Soul Hoarder list I played yesterday. That was exactly what I didn't want to see, was a Tron land. Tron seems like a really hard matchup. I mean, we have a Field of Ruin in our hand, I suppose. Playing around Avid Mind Sensor. What do I think about red-white taxes with Cleansing Wildfire and Bolt and normal taxes creatures? Well, it's always been like kind of hard to splash white in taxes. Always been just kind of hard to splash white in that deck. I kind of want to ephemerate my wall instead of playing Weathered Wayfarer. Guess this plays into Dismember by doing it right now. I thought about not getting a land with Field of Ruin so I could start Wayfaring. Sorry, yeah. I mean splash red, but like if you're gonna play Lead and Arbiter, fetch lands aren't good, and all of a sudden your mana base isn't just perfect like every other modern mana base, you know? It definitely feels like it has a cost. I think Mono Green Tron is probably the worst matchup. It certainly stinks that we've got paired against it immediately. Yeah, not getting a land off of Field of Ruin so I could get a land with Wayfarer, I think was a line. But if we don't get a land with Field of Ruin, we can't cast the Wayfarer the turn we play Field of Ruin anyways. What do I think about Neapolitan ice cream over my standard 2-flavor swirl? I have no strong feelings one way or the other. Yeah, where's our high alert? Do I delve into Pioneer at all? I don't know deck idea I haven't touched since it was Sultai Delirium. I mean, I will play Pioneer for Dono decks. I definitely am interested in returning to it. Just Modern's been specifically very good for a while, and I have just been really liking Modern for a long time at this point. Karn the Great Creator kind of feels like a 104.3A. I feel like every time I say this, chat hates me for it, but I'm really not like very into ice cream or just like sweet things in general. Just don't like desserts too much. Sometimes I do, but not very often. They get Sorcerer's Spyglass. I just want my opponent to give me a reason to concede, but they haven't really yet. What happened to Crew number 1? We got TPK'd. Team party killed. Oh boy. Got all 4 Wall of Omens. They named Weathered Wayfarer with Sorcerer's Spyglass. Our poor Thraben Inspectors. Yeah, I definitely was thinking today that, you know, when I saw that this was in the donation deck queue, I remember thinking this deck could never, ever, ever beat Tron. Maybe Eldrazi Tron, but never Mono Green Tron. And then But then I was like, well, who's playing mono green Tron right now? There's just like a ton of hate, like ton of this is like aggro deck of the format. We played against like 70% Monastery Swiftspear decks yesterday. That's the wrong Ugin. Can't concede to this Ugin. But there's just all Monastery Swiftspear decks yesterday. So I thought that maybe we could just dodge Tron, but we got paired against it immediately. I'm gonna back it up to the Worm Coil. Super dead. We do have some Damping Spheres, but like another huge problem here is we're just a Yorion deck, right? We're a Yorion deck, and it's hard to even draw our sideboard cards. How did the fourth equipment feel in the Cephalid deck? Good. The fourth equipment specifically is really good with Cephalid. I didn't mind having it. Okay. Let's do this. I mean, we could maybe get like a fast Stoneforge start with Damping Sphere. There's a Damping Sphere. But it's mulligan to 6. What's nice about this deck is the amount of other topics we can address. Yeah, we could just hang out, play our white cards, do some losing, and just generally enjoy ourselves. I guess we could do an AMA. Although I think we're kind of always unofficially doing an AMA. I'm going to hold off on this Skyclave. Yeah, I mean, we just don't... I think that Skyclave Apparition is better than Kami of the False Hope, Winds of Abandon, or Wall of Omens. I don't know. If I had to only eat one sweet thing as the only food for the rest of my life, what would it be? Probably cheesecake. I like cheesecake a decent bit. Has anyone ever made a Crypt of a DM deck? I don't know what Crypt of a DM is. Guess we need to find a Ghost Quarter or a Field of Ruin. Are they going to main phase do this? Now we can find another Damping Sphere. Two looks. There's a Field of Ruin. They played the Tower third. So I guess I'll do that. Has anyone tried Emeria with Dryad? I don't think so. There's like there's another land in the cycle that's maybe a little bit better than Dryad. Make black for each black creature in your graveyard. I don't know. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of support there. Crypt of a DM is the black Valakut. They put Worm Coil into their hand. They haven't played their land yet. So Urza's is mine. I guess we chose well. And Skyclave Apparition that. Wow. Sun Titan to get back field. Okay, we're almost doing it. If they just break one more turn, we can get back Damping Sphere first. Okay, Sun Titan. If only we had drawn you for turn. Okay, they're just playing a Karn. Maze Mind Tome, which we can Apparition. Is this Maze Mind Tome plus draw a card? If we win a game against Mono Green Tron, that would be amazing. Sun Titan's like pretty legit here too. They're floating 2 mana. Guess they thought this card was so good it was actually 4 mana. Okay, so we get to Ephemerate the Ballista, and then Rebound Ephemerate, and get the Mazemind Tome. I guess this deck is just incredible. I mean, it plays Skyclave Apparition, so how bad can it be? And Ranger-Captain. Can get back Ranger-Captain with Sun Titan. Maybe Sun Titan's just great. Emeria plus Ranger-Captain is pretty sweet. We are turning on all cylinders. They conceded! Aha! I'd concede to Sun Titan too. We won a game against Mono Green Tron. We were firing on all cylinders there. Now we have to win a game on the draw. Seems kind of sus. Sun Titan is the guy from Dark Souls, yeah. We drew the Crucible with Field of Ruin, and we have a turn 2 Sphere. Don't have a fetch land, but we're kind of doing it. Uh-oh. Yeah, Sun Titan definitely took offense to my non-playable comment. It's like, bitch, I'm the best card to draw here. Okay, that's a land. Yeah, they did keep 7, but we have the nuts. We have the nuts. Sun Titan doesn't use that language. Sun Titan the gentle giant. It is wild that this deck is just trying to like hit every land drop and do all this stuff so fairly. I think if you Flickerwisp and Emeria's Call, or Emeria the Shattered Skyclave, I believe what happens is it just stays exiled. Because a sorcery can't enter the battlefield. Yeah, actually, yeah, Flickerwisp does seem pretty good against Belcher. And they get a Power Plant, but we have Damping Sphere. They can play a 1-mana spell. Cost them 2 mana, though. Opponent's playing pretty slowly. Crucible next turn and then field. I think we want a Crucible next turn and then field so we can play the field immediately. I guess we can do it either way. Interesting question, then. Will we win? We drew Sun Titan. I guess we want a Field of Ruin since, yeah, if they have a Nature's Claim for Crucible, they can get us. Yeah, now our hand is the nuts. We can also like field Blast Zone end of turn if they have that. A Karn the Great Creator would be tough. That's one of the best parts about Karn is your opponent spends all this time doing this nonsense, and then you just have a 4-mana spell. That's great. One of the best 4-mana spells ever printed. Ugin the Spirit Dragon. Oh, can't let that one go. Well, I guess we have a decent amount of colorless permanents. They play a star. They can't cast another cheap spell. How are we up 10 minutes? It's kind of bananas. Would I say Karn the Great Creator is better than Jace? I absolutely would say that, and I do say that. Karn the Great Creator is better than Jace. Karn the Great Creator is the best 4-mana Planeswalker ever printed. I probably would put it as the 3rd best Planeswalker ever, behind Oko and Rin 6. And then I might put Teferi Time Raveler next, and then Jace, and then Narset. If I was doing a list. Yeah, there's no reason for them to crack the star there. Opponent does seem maybe a little inexperienced. I would say so. I think Oko is better than Rin 6. However, it definitely depends on the format. In Legacy, Rin 6 was better than Oko because of Wasteland. In Vintage and Modern, however, Oko is better. And not really a comparison in, I guess, if Ren and 6 were legal in Standard or Pioneer, which it never was and never will be, Oko still would have been better. So I think I would put Oko ahead of Ren, with the big asterisk that Ren and 6 was definitely better in Legacy, for whatever that's worth. But I think when you're doing like these rankings, which are arbitrary and pointless, when you're doing these rankings, I do think it's, you know, good to quantify things. Where would I put Liliana? Probably number 6, behind Narset Transcendent. So are we going to Flickerwisp or Skyclave Apparition the Ballista? I think I want to Flickerwisp it so Apparition can deal with a Karn. They are out of forests. They're out of forests. And they didn't ping with the Ballista. We're going to beat Mono Green Tron. We're going to do... we're ahead. We're winning. We won! When I looked at this deck, this is the one matchup. I'm like, if we get paired against Mono Green Tron, it's going to be miserable. It's going to be miserable. And it was kind of miserable, but we won. Yikes. What about Vraska Golgari Queen? I like Vraska a lot. I've played a lot with Vraska in Modern. I think she's a good card. I can keep this hand. Yeah, I agree. I agree that cycling is how they can justify it being a rare, which is fine. Cycling 3 is not good. Like, it really, really is only a thing that happens if you top deck it in the very late game, usually. Well, we can Flickerwisp that. Maybe this matchup is just nuts. Yeah, Tybalt's busted, but I think that like we as a community have kind of like agreed as gentlemen to soft ban it. Yeah, Ren and 6 is so good here. Like really, really good. It's like maybe beatable, but pretty obnoxious. Yeah, along with Saddleback Lagak. That is a good point that there are dual lands that cycle for 2, so you make the tri-land cycle for 3. Yeah, I mean, Sunshine does genuinely seem good in this matchup, although Ren and 6 is pretty scary. Just like kills my Flickerwisp. The ultimate, if they can find a bolt, is good. Blood Moon shuts off Emeria, although that's not really that big a deal. Pillage was the card I didn't want to see. Well, I actually declined Saddleback Lagak deck requests. I keep saying it. People think I'm joking, but I'm tired of people asking me to play it. I'm not joking. I don't want to play with it. It's just not fun. I think they maybe made a mistake by activating their Ren. Because like if I just block here, I think they'd rather just ping the wall. Maybe not. Maybe they're working towards an ultimate. It definitely scared of me getting to 6 lands. I guess I was supposed to play Emeria. I'm going to path Wall of Omens, but I think I can maybe bait my opponent into minusing onto the wall. Fair enough. Okay, I'm pretty happy that that's what got cast, I guess. Let's just scry 2 with Charming Prince. I don't think that flickering the forest really does anything. We can trade with Bloodbraid Elf, maybe. Top. That's our next turn. Inspector into Crack Clue and to play another Inspector. Maybe I'm supposed to play a plane so we can't be pillaged off of double white next turn. And maybe I'm not supposed to block Bloodbraid Elf because then the 2 1/2s block Bloodbraid Elf better. I might want to attack. Okay, don't have the choice. Yeah, I'm probably going to need to reset Ren's loyalty with Flickerwisp. Feels like a weird thing to say. I love Thraben Inspector. This card was so good in Standard. That's true. Yeah, any land that they pillage means we can't double Inspector anyways. Good point. But we couldn't Flickerwisp, and they would pillage the plains. I'm gonna double block. Ross Merriam says Thraben Inspector is the best white creature ever printed. I love Thraben Inspector. I don't know if I'd go quite that high on it, but I do really like it. Well, that's pretty good. Let me sack this. Yeah, I would probably say it's Stoneforge Mystic, but you know, maybe I'm old and dusty. The new Omnath. Oh yeah, that guy. That guy's pretty good. Hey Ronan. Taking 10. So we can Sun Titan into Flickerwisp into Charming Prince. But then we don't have enough blockers. So we need this we need the Sun Titan to be in play. How many decks do I have today? This is the third of 4. Well, we've at least got to cast Sun Titan, which only sadly just trades for Gargaroth. So I think we're gonna get back Charming Prince, flicker the Sun Titan, and then target Flickerwisp and get rid of the Beast token, and lose. So maybe get Wall of Omens to deal with the Beast token. I guess I like that a little bit more. You like flickering the Gargaroth? Oh no, that's so much better to flicker the Gargaroth. So much better. Can double block. Oh no, we can't. Oops. Yeah, that was so much better. Sorry, I don't know how to play the mono white Sun Titan deck. Is there argument for Dusk Dawn over Wrath of God? Probably. I think I prefer the Wrath. Hopefully they just play a second Gargaroth here. Oh no, they have it, but they don't have double green, but we need to Wrath. That's so bad for us. I think that was just a mistake, and they didn't realize, but we still have to Wrath. Almost forgot about Yorion. We have Path for their Gargaroth, which it really seems like they have. Oh, man. Okay, so let's bring in the Purges. Don't like Omthanize against them. I don't like Kami. Kami feels like it should maybe just be a sideboard card. Maybe trim one of the Wraths. Got the Winds. Bring in a Forge-Tender. You could bring in Crucible. Yeah, I kind of like Crucible. I think it's fine. I mean, our deck is super slow. Yeah, Gargaroth has Trample. If it didn't have Trample, I wouldn't have blocked with the Sun Titan. We maybe could have won if I had flickered the Gargaroth. That felt like certainly the play. This matchup seems good, though. Like a favorable matchup. Wasn't sure that we were going to hit one of those. Alright. Snapkeep. Yeah, maybe Lurrus is the best white creature ever printed. Everybody likes to talk so bad about white. Lurrus is so weird because it just was like maybe the best card in Magic, period, before the companion rule change. So if you're talking about best white card ever, for a while Lurrus was the best card in Magic, like maybe even better than Black Lotus. Just like in Legacy and Vintage, it was so absurd, and you know, yeah, I would probably say Lurrus was maybe like the best card in Vintage. There's just like no cost associated with playing it. Feels wrong saying that, but also correct. You know, wrong but right. Grafdigger's Cage to stop Emeria? Deal. You got yourself there a deal, kid. Yeah, it was a wild few weeks. All right, let's apparition their sprawl here. Oh, stop Sun Titan. What is it? It only stops creatures, but you're right. Stops most things from Sun Titan. They're gonna stomp and get their 1/1. Guess I'll attack. They can also get lands. Good point. Yeah, they almost stomped with it on the stack, but realized the mistake. Yeah, Lurrus also, like... I think Lurrus is the only card currently power level banned in Vintage, right? Because I think every other card that's banned in Vintage is either a card that's non-functional in Magic, anti or manual dexterity, or anti-manual dexterity, or Shirazad, which is just like, you know, not a real card either. I think that there have been other cards power level banned in Vintage in the past, but this is the only one currently. Yeah, conspiracy cards also just like aren't real cards, you know. So like, yeah, does that make Lurrus the best card in Magic? Period. Even right now, because it's still banned in Vintage. Black Lotus isn't banned in Vintage. Garuda was banned in Legacy faster than Lurrus. Garuda's not banned in Legacy. It never was, right? Zerda and Lurrus got banned at the same time. Right? Am I misremembering? I probably am. I think Garuda is still Legacy legal. Yeah. Not enough clue tokens yet. So opponent's gonna chump block our assorted creature, but that's fine. Sword of Feast and Famine plus clue tokens is a combo. It's pretty akin to Splinter Twin. Yeah, so like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess Lurrus just has to be the best white card ever printed if it's banned in Vintage. Yeah, the blue spirit definitely a little awkward with the Feast and Famine. Not that big a deal, I think. Wish I had the Skyclave in my deck, but I don't. I think I will purge the Bone Crusher. The extra mana here does seem pretty nice. Could definitely see getting Batterskull, but you know, in my experience, Sword of Fire and Ice is so good in this matchup. Correct clue. We don't need to do it yet. Yeah, they also did discard one of their 2 cards, which is a Gargaroth. Wow. We drew another Purge. So I think I'm going to play an equipped sword onto this Thraben Inspector. Oh no, that doesn't actually work. I guess I'll move the green sword over to block the ooze. Yeah, I'd say we're streets ahead. I would say this matchup is good. I didn't think I'd be saying that when I played this deck. We might be 2-0 soon. Donation deck Thursday is always wild. Opponent conceded from the game. Awesome. Any changes I want to make? I think I relatively like this configuration. feel like on the draw, not playing the Crucible though. Years of practice, Zaraz. Years of practice. What do you think of the changes to the deck? I think the Ephemerates are pretty good. Sun Titan get back a land and then Ephemerate Titan seems pretty cool. I also think Purge is really good right now. Yeah, I think the 4 Purge is more so like a metagame call for today and this week in general rather than something that's going to be good forever. I think we keep this. Not sure. Never mind. It's too many equipment. I like this hand more, although this hand certainly has weaknesses. Really happy that they have brought in Cage. We just have like a lot of answers to it in addition to it not being that hard for us. Or like not that good against us, I should maybe say. I guess I was supposed to attack first to see if they stomp the Thraben Inspector in combat. We could Ephemerate, counter the stomp. All of our opponents, like, we've been like 10 minutes ahead on clock of all of our opponents today. Something crazy like that. I think I would just I think I'm happy just letting the bolt on the Inspector resolve though. I don't think I'd want to Ephemerate that. Not that that was really an option. Cindervines is also pretty good for us. Well, we've missed a land, hit a land, awesome. Did the kids say poggers? Is that it? I think they do. Poggies, I like that. This is good for us. Alright, I think I'm just gonna draw. Ooh. Let me Apparition their Sprawl. Maybe should have attacked first, whatever. But getting their Sprawl seems good. We can Ephemerate to get rid of the other 2 permanents if we want to. Do we think this is modern competitive? I think this is an example of a tier 3 or tier 4 deck that can sometimes take advantage of a very stale meta. Pillage my plains, sure. Gonna draw some lands. I'm gonna just try 2 off this clue. Damn it. Maybe I was supposed to just path my Thraben Inspector. Glad this is not a second pillage. Might just path both of my guys. Awesome. I like being on podcast. It's cool that people want me on. Glad that people dig it. I think I'm just gonna pass here. We might like just path both of our guys and then Wrath of God. If they play a creature. So they didn't play a creature. Maybe we purge Clothis and path our own guy. Just one path. We do take 2 damage from the Cinder Vines. We could deal with the Cinder Vines with Skyclave Apparition. So many planes in the deck. Kind of an absurd amount of planes. I do feel pretty ahead here still. But I am hoping to be able to leverage like a pretty powerful Wrath of God, and I'm not 100% sure that we're going to be able to do that. Apparition has seemed so good to me though. Played it in a lot of different decks at this point, and I've been impressed with it basically every time I've had it. We can maybe like Ephemerate our Skyclave Apparition this turn and path our Charming Prince. Or I guess we don't want to Ephemerate if our plan is to Sword of Fire and Ice. We can path our Prince and then equip the sword. Should Skyclave go in Tax's deck? I imagine it should be a 4 of in Tax's decks. I also feel like the Taxes is maybe not the best way to describe a lot of those strategies. I feel like Usually they seem to be more close to just like white weenie decks. Kind of semantic-y, but whatever. Twitch chat loves semantics. Upkeep Ephemerate Prince. That's an interesting line. Can also do that off the rebound here. Just want them to tap out. Kind of make them tap out next turn. You could use more land search. What is land search? Oh, I don't get this attack. I definitely put it in a Maverick deck. Well, can't believe that equip just happened like that. I'm just going to deal the damage to my opponent. Kill them next turn. Yeah, I think we're about to be 2-0. Which is not the record I was expecting to have with this deck. Older versions of Emeria plays Pilgrim Eye. I guess it sounds exactly like what the deck is missing. Pilgrim's Eye. This deck is probably unbeatable with it. TBH. Can't see myself losing if I added Pilgrim's Eye. Maybe Birth of Meltus would be good though. Alright, playing against a Luris deck. This hand looks good against a Luris deck. We'll keep this. I will play Kami on turn 1, I guess. Yeah, I think Aberration plus Ephemerate is pretty solid. Probably not the best shell for those two things, and maybe it's the best part of the deck. It's going to be 1 mana gain 2. I think we'll just let this hit. Yeah, this has got to be a good matchup too, for whatever that's worth. Might just path my own Kami. Main deck Ontanice being pretty good. Zordon is the best 1 year. Usually just watch the VODs, but happy to be here for you. Hell yeah, we appreciate that. Love seeing the 12 months. Makes me feel like a real streamer. Imagine Mill as the Luris decks, even at 80 cards. Yeah, there's no way we're beating Mill. I thought about playing. Maybe we should have been playing an Eldrazi in the sideboard. The sideboard was something I got to choose. Yeah, we could Kami if they cast a spell in combat here to stop the Swift Spear from dealing damage. Soulscar Mage looking kind of good. Wall is still like a pretty good 2-for-1 here. I think we just play out of the wall. Do need to draw a land. Damn it. Maybe we can double path our own guys into Wrath. Mono white removal spells. Pretty powerful. Guess we block. You don't put Wall of Omens in your deck to not block, I think. Scourge is pretty scary. Wow. We need to get to this Wrath, I think. I think so. I think I'm going to double path my guys. Block, block, path, path. Shit. Well, I guess I'm sacking Kami. Alright, land. Can this search up a land? I don't think so. Alright, I mean, I think blocking and pathing is still a fine plan just to get up to this Wrath. So this deck plays a lot of lands. Alright, no Temur Battle Rage, please. We know one of their cards is Lurrus. Cool. Only down to 10. Would love if they just went Lurrus plus Bauble. Just commit into the Wrath a bit. I think we're going to win. Can you kick a 2 CMC card from the graveyard? I think you can, yeah. If you're talking about with Lurrus. Is that the 4th path? It's kind of funny. Still haven't drawn a land. We got up to 4 by resolving 2 paths on our own creatures. You can get back Scourge or Shadow. Shadow. Anything else? Well, mono white removal spell is good against this deck, I guess. Only play 2 Wraths. We have 4 Purges in our sideboard too. We just have 4 more amazing removal spells to play. Ah, now you're dead. So they have Dismember. Why are they casting Dismember? Why are they casting Dismember? Oh, it's Apostle's Blessing. I see. What do I think of the Junless with Lurrus main? I think that I prefer like this red-black version more, but I think that one's fine. Get out of here, creatures. We've dealt with like every card in our opponent's deck. 2 Shadow, 2 Soulscar Mage, Swiftspear, and Lurrus. Surely they're running low. Why not just drop a lethal threat? I think that I like just answering their stuff. Shit. Opponent forgot to get back their Lurrus. Jeez, that was gonna be nuts. Definitely an oops. That's pretty good. That's the first time I've seen this part cast. Definitely was good there. Do we give her and then we Charming Prince to gain 3 and plan on chumping the Death Shadow, but if they have 1 removal spell, this doesn't work for them. I guess they can just they can't fetch and shock. They have all Blood Crypts actually. They only have 2 cards. Yeah, we were super dead to TBR. They can't fetch and shock because they only play 4 Blood Crypts. I'm assuming they don't have 5 Blood Crypt at least. They could have 5. So they probably have Fatal Push for my captain. At least that's what it looks like here. Nope. Attack 1 time for 3, you're dead. Easy peasy. Oh, you played with a Cephalid deck? That's super cool. That does seem pretty good. And very spicy brew. So I don't really like the Flickerwisp very much. I don't like the Wayfarer. I kind of don't like Kami. Could probably trim on Ephemerate. Trim on Charming Prince. I feel like they're just so good at grinding. I guess Kami's just good against TBR. But we have all these sweepers. Kami sitting in play seems kind of loose. Oh, I guess I don't want all these rest in peace. J-Pax, thank you for your tier 1. Hope you're having a good day today. Appreciate ya. Welcome back. Maybe just want like one. Something like this. Hand seems solid. I'm gonna keep it. Yeah, I Rest in Peace and Emeria Sun Titan is kind of sad, but I think that Rest in Peace is just a necessary card to have access to because of like you just like I feel like you're gonna have a hard time beating Dredge without it. Canister, thanks for the raid. That deck you played looks really sweet. Really sweet. We're playing Donation Deck Thursday. We're playing a mono white Emeria Flicker deck. And we're 2-0 and up a game here. Is this the time for mono white Emeria to dominate Modern? Probably not, but maybe we can confuse people in the 5-0 dumps. Canister playing Oops All Spells saying you don't need Rest in Peace. That deck looks really good. Especially right now when people Feed the Swarm don't know exactly how to play against it. Am I muted? It does not tell me that I'm muted. Cool. You're muted. I like Feed the Swarm. So I don't like Feed the Swarm like as a design. I don't like giving black access to this effect. But I think it is a cool card mechanically to play with. Maybe a bit hypocritical to have both of those opinions, but sue me, I guess. I think we can afford to play Wall and hold a Path this turn. It's not clear that the Scourge is probably staying as a 3/3 for sure. So we can block like here. Well, I'd rather Path the Scourge. Yeah, Sun Titan is coming to town. Yeah, Luris kind of scary. Maybe I need to save Skyclave Apparition for Luris. Let me play Wall of Omens. Yeah, I think I just want to save Skyclave for Luris. Can chump block Shadow with a wall if we want to. It's a little boomer to think black can't remove enchantments. Sure. I guess I'm a little boomer then. The smallest boomer. Aspiring Spike. I've listened to the Parasite anime soundtrack. Awesome. Yeah. I agree. The variety of genres in it is really impressive. I think the soundtrack is phenomenal. One of the best there is. Glad you're liking it. Okay. Kind of scared of Scourge. Guess we Skyclave that now. And chump block the Death Shadow with Skyclave so we can Sun Titan it back next turn. Please no Thoughtseize. My heart can't handle a Thoughtseize. Sell your Ice Fangs, pick up Sun Titans. That's exactly what I'm saying. Looks like they're scared to play Luris because we wrathed them so many times last game. We can hardcast that next turn. Wow. I guess this is the best deck in Modern. You heard it here first. You also heard that it was unplayable, but you also heard that it was the best deck. Buy out Sun Titan. I'm like a pretty hesitant to have black's very first targeted enchantment removal spell. No! Damn it. I guess they didn't. I thankfully they didn't Thoughtseize my Sun Titan. But I like what's one thing that concerns me about this card is that black's very first enchantment removal spell also kills any creature. So we're dead to TBR if we block with the wall too. It's just 16 minus 6 is 10. I think we'll just... They didn't have TBR last turn, and they must have drawn the Thoughtseize. So yeah, I think this is a pretty free block. We can get up to 4 or 5 planes. Still like 2 away. You need so many planes. You need so many planes to trigger Emeria. It's pretty bananas. Okay, Path is a solid draw. I think I'm going to eat the Luris though with the Skyclave and hold up the Path. Just to, like hope to get like Temur Battle Rage out of their hand. It can also be a plains. That's a good point. So we can get up to 3, 4, 5, 6 plains, which is still not enough. Need 7. Yeah, I am planning on ghost quartering an Emeria to get up to the plains if we. Yeah, I'm counting that. But yeah, but Titan plus Apparition's been pretty good. I do like Sun Titan as a card. I played this card in EDH for a long time, and it was. I had this art. I really enjoyed it as a card. Yeah, just baiting them into the TBR. Oh, Titan can get planes. Good point. Why did they attack like this? No! I think we need to dismember the shadow. Or sorry, path the shadow. Not going to do it now. No reason to do it now. And you know, it's possible we like chump block and do path our own wall if we draw planes to get Emeria going. Can't believe I'm saying that. Best card in Modern, Thraben Inspector. Yeah, we could have played around that. Wasn't really on my radar, I guess. And I was hoping that attack meant Temur Battle Rage, and I was hoping to just kind of get him, you know. Kozilek's return is absurdly good here. I guess we path our own guy to try to get up to Emeria. I think that's better than pathing one of their cards. Yeah, they play it because it is colorless. Maybe this was bad. Path Apparition so they don't get the token. They still get it. Apparition is leaves the field play trigger, not on dies. Dead to any spell. Damn it. Well, I still have game 3 to play, I guess. We were so ahead. Oh no, Yorion! I forgot about Yorion. Could we have cast Yorion there? Oops. Probably still losing the game anyways, but did forget that Yorion existed. Yeah, well, we were gonna ghost quarter our Emeria to get the planes. Well, 80 cards is just for the mill meta canister. Yorion is just extra gravy. Yeah, I can see you hiding Yorion for information. Donation deck Thursday is wild. I could have leave up Ghost Quarter instead of Plains, and I would have Emeria 1 turn earlier. Well, I left up Plains for Path, and I that's also just not true because I drew the Plains for turn. I didn't have enough Plains for the Ghost Quarter to work. This hand is a I almost called this hand good. I don't know if that's true, but I like it. I'll keep it. Ghost Quarter looks for path untapped for path to exile. Looks for planes. Well, you can't path and Ghost Quarter that turn, and And Mario triggers on your upkeep, so pathing or ghost courting on your upkeep doesn't work. So your line means not to cast Skyclave Apparition, which I disagree with. What ranger target am I thinking? It'll depend. Either Kami or Giver. Probably, but maybe Thraben Inspector if I need a ephemerate target. I don't want to play Flooded Strand because of Scourge. I don't want my life total to go below 20 if I can help it. Yeah, maybe Forge-Tender is good. Fetches for Sun Titan. Yeah, I think we need to kill the Scourge now that we've drawn the Purge. Say that 5 times fast. Could you cast Skyclave Apparition, but instead of leaving 1 Plains, leave a 1 Ghost Quarter? Yeah, that's what the guy is telling me to do in chat. But like either way, you can't Emeria, right? Unless I'm losing my mind, which is possible and likely. How did the Delver deck work out? We 3-2'd with the Delver deck. We're playing another one after this, but one of my own design. Just gonna wait till my opponent gives me priority here. Yeah, you gotta purge the Scourge. Delver is not a good modern card. I understand that is the general consensus. I think that it is a card that sometimes is well positioned in modern. But I know most people are not big fans. We already saw Apostle's Blessing seems good to main phase the Purge. Man, where were you when I could have main phase the Purge? You're right. They dart me to kill the wall. We lose the Ephemerate. You Delver a Stubborn Denial Synergy. It's a Dono deck canister. Please don't roast me too much. It was a Dono deck, I swear. All right. It's not the worst way for Ranger to go out. Double Shadow's pretty bad. We have 3 Wraths in our deck. We could draw 1. Winds is not a Wrath. Ranger Kami. We don't have enough white mana. If they draw a land, we're in okay shape, which is just where we are, but not where we want to be, you know. I guess even, you know, most of their lands just grow the shadow, never mind. Yeah, I don't like that this just stays forever, but of course nothing I can do about it. It would appear that we always just want to draw more basic planes. Yeah, best card in the deck. There's still a chance. Play into our outs. Could draw a land for Sun Titan, could cast Batterskull next turn. It's why Pilgrim's Eye makes the deck. I feel like you'd play Birth of Meletis over Pilgrim's Eye. Not that either are good, I think. Stinks. Probably could have won that game too. Fall from Grace is down to 2-1. Well, the Tron matchup is already good. 100% win rate. Opponent tanking on their first turn decision. Maybe we're lagging. Gonna keep this. Alright, so theoretically we're good against these basic mountain decks. I'm not, 100% sure. Guess I might want to go path into Stoneforge here. Guess I'm pathing Channeler. I have not been super impressed by Channeler so far. I've seen it in action a couple of times. Just hasn't looked all that good. We also haven't triggered Emeria yet. I mean, the Emeria thing just seems like such a pipe dream, honestly. Just really seems hard to make Emeria happen. Firebolto. Ooh, I like this card in their deck. Discarding 2 flashback spells for value. Jeez. Uh-oh. They hit a bolt. Oh, we're so dead. Maybe I was supposed to get a Kami. I didn't even sack. We're dead anyways. We're dead if we sack. They just respawned. Oh, I already used the... whatever. Game over. Super duper dead. They had a great start. And good for them. Gonna bring in these anti-red cards. Gonna cut the Flickerwisps, which are super vulnerable, 1 toughness creatures. I think that the Wraths aren't too good. Kind of slow against prowess. You usually have to like take some hits, which I'm not that into. I feel like Kami's also maybe bad against the lava darts. Probably worth still having. No, I'm just gonna tutor up Forge-Tender with Ranger-Captain instead. Maybe I'll cut the winds and yeah, okay. You like go down on Ephemerate? I feel like it's both good and bad against removal. I think it's good reactively against removal, but bad proactively. I think I want to keep them. I certainly wouldn't fault you for going down though on the Ephemerates. Put it deep in the tank on how to sideboard. You know, I'd be pretty content with a 3 and 2 at this deck. A 3 and 2 is basically a 5-0 with mono white Emeria. I bet you trigger Emeria 1 in 8 game, 1 in 8 matches would be my estimation. Just need so many lands for it to go right. Like a lot of times your opponents are conceding before then. I bet you actually put an Emeria trigger on the stack 1 in 8 matches, which does not feel great. If I had to put an estimation. I think we have to keep this. You think Emeria is better without the Stoneforge package? I don't. I don't know. Is it? I feel like the Stoneforge package is one of the few good things about the deck. Or maybe that's just my style. I bet you could trigger Emeria in the Uro Dryad Omnath pile. That, I think, is probably true. Yeah, a bit of lag here. All right, we've drawn our 1 Wrath of God. Maybe I was supposed to like Kami and path my own Kami. Might do that next turn. Abbot and a Braid. Yeah, I think we're going to be able to get them on this Wrath. So I'm going to play Kami, and I think we're just not going to die next turn. I'm going to just make sure I can cast a Wrath next turn. They're going to cast Abbot. I think giving them a target for a Braid is... Yeah, they're just going to cast Abbot instead of a Braid. What did I think of Vile Herder? I feel like it's just not very well positioned because of all the prowess. There's just a billion prowess decks. But is something to keep an eye on. Like, specifically, Skyclave Apparition seemed really powerful to me. Pathing our own creature has been, like, one of my favorite things to do so far today. I think I'm not going to path just yet. Ooh, maybe I'll path Swift Spear. No, if we draw a land, we can like hold up path after we get back Flooded Strand. I feel like that's maybe more relevant. Them not having access to Obosh is also kind of good for us here. Take 2. Sun Titan time. We could maybe just Sun Titan Ghost Quarter all of their lands. I mean, they probably play like what, like 16 basic mountains, 15. Maybe that's a bit too much of a pipe dream. But I don't want to be paying life to this Flooded Strand, and I'm kind of into it. Just thinning their deck. I mean, even if we draw Emeria, we have no creatures to get back. Can we get their basic land count? Interesting. We're going to need to deal with that Soulscar Mage, but maybe not right now. I didn't play a land that turn. Oh no. Probably losing now. Yorion! Oh shit. Thanks, Chinks chat. Sorry. That's twice now. I've forgotten about Yorion. I feel like Yorion's pretty easy to forget about. Forge-Tender plus Sun Titan's pretty hot. Okay. Alright, I think this is our time. I think this is our game to secure the 3-2 finish. And I'd be thrilled with that. I'd be thrilled. I'd tell Esther and she'd be happy for me. We'll go get sushi to celebrate. Esther's actually been making sushi recently. It's been pretty good. Maybe this hand is not a keep, but how could you ever mulligan a hand with a Thraben Inspector in it? Just like actually does block these pretty well, makes them cast a spell into it. It's a pretty good spell. Channeler not looking super good. Maybe it does look good. I have curiosity, is the Jeskai Wildfire list in its refinement stage, or I think it's definitely still being tuned, but I like the list overall. I think it's pretty close to its final form or whatever. Not that any modern deck ever truly reaches a final form. I think I'm gonna say no blocks. Why I have a Kami trigger. I guess, I mean, I'm sure my opponent is not used to playing around Kami. The one Wrath of God, 80 cards by the way. Yeah, it's also weird they didn't discard the Dart to Channeler. I agree. Fair enough. Might hardcast this. Damn it! What a hell of a last card. Only have one equipment left. It's kind of a disaster if we draw it, so I'll play out the Stoneforge here. And I think we just play Emeria as a land and cast the Sword of Fire and Ice. And that way we can make sure we can equip Sword of Fire and Ice to Stoneforge next turn. Or maybe not. Maybe make sure is too strong, but they have to be able to kill both. I'm going to restart Moto too. The last card is always Seasoned Pyromancer. They have a Lava Dart and a Fire, or yeah, I know we had the clue, but I don't think I wanted to sack the clue there. I really don't want to pay 3 life to my land. But we still have the clue, we still have Yorion, we've got mana sinks. Am I going to remember Yorion? Unclear. So they've drawn Stomp. They decided to cast Stomp plus Bone Crusher, I guess, instead of Stoneforge. Yeah, that's a unicorn bunny familiar that one of my D&D teammates has. Huh. So they didn't play Bone Crusher Giant, so they're holding up removal. So why don't we... yeah, still just super far from triggering Emeria. Yeah, why don't we just equip the sword to the wall? Which can make it a really good blocker. And play Stoneforge. Because they're very unlikely to be able to bolt this. And if they definitely have something because they didn't play their Bone Crusher. Charming Prince. Reed Duke. So let's see if they kill the Stoneforge in response. Of course. But now... Reed is holding the sword. And we drew a Sun Titan. Awesome. Can get back Kami. Why do I equip the sword giving the wall handle point in? Oh, yes, that's how you do it. People love those conversations. If they have another Bone Crusher Giant, I guess they get to kill my Charming Prince. Braid's pretty good. Braid's pretty good. We're still at 9, though. They don't have another Spyro. Sun Titan with a sword. It's pretty good. Maybe I'm supposed to get back Kami. I don't think so. They have one card. Oh, they have the red X spell. I don't know what it does. I don't know what this card does. Deals 4 damage to my Wall of Omens. Okay. Deal. Could have flickered with the Prince to get back Kami. Yeah, but I think I just wanted to equip. So, because they have the Soul Scare Mage. Maybe that's not correct. I think I just get back Charming Prince. Gain 3. Never ever come close to losing the game. Never ever come close to triggering Emeria either, I guess. Not forgetting about Yorion this time. We're ahead. We're definitely ahead here. And we have secured the 3 and 2. We have secured the 3 and 2, which is about 1 or 2 matches better than I decided to do. And we could even 4-1. Can keep this. The Sword of Feast and Famine, Wall of Omens synergy. Uropile? Oh no, I thought I clicked... This companion window popped up, but I didn't get to click on Emeria. We're just concealing info. I gotta imagine Uropiles are close to unwinnable for us, but you know, that's how I felt about most matchups going in. I feel like you only need 2 Titans. Like, you just have so many cantrips and it's 6 mana. I think you're just like gonna find one eventually. Yeah, Mana Leak Wall of Omens is pretty weird. It's a good card. We get the Batterskull. You think an active Emeria will outground Uro? I sure hope so. We haven't put an Emeria trigger on the stack yet. Okay, so not a fetch land here. Feels kind of risky to I think I'm gonna Ontanize. Consider one of Tithe for memory. For memory, I see. Well, this is a donation deck. If you think a Mana Tithe would be good, I encourage you to pick it up yourself, but I don't think I'm going to play this deck again unless I'm paid to. Yeah, the deck doesn't seem terrible. It just, it very much just isn't my style, you know? I think I'm attacking the Wren. It's a Nefarious Lich in Legacy. What does Nefarious Lich do? The donation leagues are $30, but I don't know what Nefarious Lich does. I feel like people keep calling the mono white deck Taxes decks. I feel like they're like very far from Taxes decks these days. They have like Thalia and Legion Arbiter, and that's it. They're just like white wing decks, really. Maybe they always have been, too. Uh-oh. I kind of like putting the 2 Jaces versus everything else. Yeah. So we draw a land, we get to double equip sword next turn. Field is not so scary if the Sword of Feast and Famine sticks around too. Yeah, you can link it. I'll take a look. You've piqued my curiosity. You like Jace plus Growth Spiral? I feel like they just definitely take that pile though. Yeah, Jace, Omnath, and Fact or Fiction. I don't know what they've cut. If you will be dealt damage, remove that many cards from your graveyard from the game. If you can't, you lose the game. If you gain life, draw that many cards instead. When it leaves play, you lose the game. Is there an established deck around that, or do I have to brew around it? Because if so, it'd be like, I'd probably do like $60 for that. Surely they don't have Wraths if they're playing Jace, Omnath, and Fact or Fiction. Maybe I'm supposed to path my own Flickerwisp. If I path my own Flickerwisp, I can double equip the swords. And it also gets us closer to Emeria. Yeah, maybe you're supposed to hold it for Uro, but whatever. Ooh, boy. This can play that post-combat. Wow, pathing ended up being so good. I think. I hope. And I pray. You think they have another mana leak? Well, they can't. At least they can't mana leak the sword stuff. They're just dead next turn, too. We're at 32. They have a main deck Aethergast. Jeez. Play around Censor. Draw step, Ghost Quarter the field. Yeah, imagine if this was Mana Leak instead of Aethergast. Stoneforge Mystic kind of single-handedly winning this game. Wait, how do they have Supreme Verdict, Jace, Omnath, and Fact or Fiction in their deck? It's kind of wild. And Gust. Like, what are they not playing? If we draw a land, we have Emeria online for whatever that's worth. It's like a little bit, I guess. Omnath, Factor Fiction, two Jaces. Aethergast. I just don't understand. How do they find room for all these things? Two red and 6s. Plains? Plains is the best draw. Land for Yorion, Flicker, Batterskull? Maybe. Kind of feel like Charming Prince double equip is better. Lagging a bit. It's time to restart again. Oh, we drew the plains. Okay. Scry 2. Yeah, we can keep Skyclave. Skyclave's actually good. All right. Don't they have a field in the yard? Plains is a bad draw. They have a Field of the Dead, not a Field of Ruin. Why not Yorion and Batterskull Flicker? I want to make Uro like a terrible attacker here. I want to just kill Uro on the attack. I guess they'll just escape it again. But also, I mean, I think this is better. We get a Scry 2. Yeah, there's not attacking. Target Sun Titan. Is getting back Stoneforge Mystic do anything? I don't think so. We're drawing Skyclave Apparition. Isn't it just lethal? I mean, it's lethal if they don't have anything. I think I'll just get a body that can hold a sword, and choose no to the Stoneforge Mystic ability. We did it. We triggered Emeria. I'm actually thrilled that we accomplished that. They're dead if this hits them, so we'll just make them cast their Cryptic or whatever. Iovine, thank you for Twitch Prime. Thank you for letting me rhyme. Welcome back. We're at 32. We get to get back Wall of Omens next turn. Awesome. Yeah, also Cryptic. Cryptic, Supreme Verdict, Jace, Factor Fiction, Omnath. Just mono 4-drops. This deck makes me hate fetch lands in Modern. Yeah, good. The truth I'm trying to preach. Get back Ghost Quarter. Well, I get back Skyclave now. So they create Cryptic Lock? Yeah, well, Ghost Quarter doesn't make them search. And they have Ren and 6 to get back Sanctuary. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. I think I'd rather Skyclave their Ren. It's not Field of Ruin. It doesn't make them search. So right now they're going to 1 if we attack. Or when we attack, I should say. Are they playing 2 Sanctuaries also? I feel like that's not likely. They're playing 2 Cryptics. 2 Cryptics, 2 Jace, Supreme Verdict, Omnath. How? And now they're getting back Omnath. How is this possible? It's not to make them surge because if they tap bounce Sanctuary to the Cryptic, it fizzles. That's a good point. I mean, I can only get back the Ghost Quarter with Sun Titan, not with the Emeria also. So that wasn't even like an option. Yeah, we have Yorion here. Yorion definitely on my radar right now. Definitely the plan. Well, we get to Yorion here, really. Yorion's pretty good. Okay, so they have 16, 26, 33 damage. Yeah, so have to hit the Batterskull and the Charming Prince then. So Skyclave the Omnath, Sun Titan, Ghost Quarter probably. Could Omnath the 3/3 or Ontanice the 3/3 token. I think I like what Fran is saying about stopping Cryptic Command from targeting Sanctuary. Just gain 3 life. Could exile the Yorion, but I think I'd rather just block with it. Flicker Batterskull, not Prince. Well, you just flicker both. Why wouldn't you flicker Prince here? I don't think the Ontanice does any, like, basically anything. They also didn't fetch with their Misty. Taking 16 plus 6. 16 plus 4 for 20, gaining 4. I think I like killing the Charming Prince to get it back with Emeria. Maybe Scry 2. We won! We won! Mono White Emeria beat double Cryptic, Uro, double Field of the Dead. 2 Omnaths entered play. Just end the stream here. Kind of shocked, kind of shook. We also have like basically no sideboard cards for the matchup. Because Purge hits Rin and 6 and Omnath can play 1 or 2. Excuse me. Fortuner stops Helix. Rest in Peace is just so like you can beat Dredge. It's not like, I don't think you're supposed to bring it into these kind of matchups. So I'm bringing Crucible. Cannot believe we won. Opponent's also playing like the greediest Uro pile I've ever seen. I really just don't understand how they have room for Omnath, 2 Jaces, 2 Cryptics, Supreme Verdict, and Factor Fiction in their 4-drop slot. Like, just so many 4s. Alright, go Forge-Tender, go. Yeah, rest in peace for the mirror match. I see Canister has experience. Mantac 6 months in a row, welcome back, appreciate ya. You're having a good day. They probably play 1 Factor, 1 Omnath. I guess I just kind of thought that you'd play more Omnath than that. It still feels greedy to me, but they probably have like a more reasonable curve, and they're just splitting their 4s. I might path my Forge-Tender. I guess that's pretty bad with Wayfarer. Winds of Abandon's kind of good against Field of the Dead. Maybe I wanted that. Kind of good feels like an exaggeration. Man, Path is actually good against Weathered Wayfarer. Right, I'll just path myself. Don't think these paths are great, and getting up to like our crazy expensive cards seems worth it. Yeah, Wayfarer is also, yeah, I mean they're bolting it. So very clearly not doing much. Guess we get the Crucible down. And do I Ghost Quarter now? Kind of want to Ghost Quarter their Triome. I wish, does anybody remember how many basics they had last time? We could maybe just go after their Forest over and over again. Oh, don't Hour of Devastation. At least 6 basics. Probably sounds about right. Or Hour of Promise. That's Uro is super fine. Yeah, Crucible Ghost Quarter is, I think, definitely a fan favorite. I think I want to go after the Forest here. They probably have 2 Forests in their deck. Maybe we go after the field instead. Yeah. And I suppose we do it in... No, if we do it in their draw step, they can tap it for, like, Fact or Fiction. Let's do it now. Oh, doing it now, though, makes Uro escapable. I suppose we're just pathing. Just get all the basics out of their deck. And then this should be their last... They probably only play 2 forests. And so we should be able to get them off of double green from here on out. And then maybe just off of green forever. All right, no mana leak. No mana leak, no mana leak. Awesome. Second field. Suppose we're quartering that instead. They only have 2 cards left in their hand. We have a Ranger-Captain, which is kind of nice. Probably Forgiver. Ah, well. They gain 3 life, which they wouldn't have if I had an F6. I think we'll be okay. Might take the turn off of Ghost Quartering next turn. Oh yeah, definitely gonna try to kill that Rin in 6. They only have 1 card left in their hand, so if we can connect with the Sword of Fire and Ice, I'll be happy. I guess we don't get to kill the Rin because we're only dealing 3 damage because swords don't trigger when you hit planeswalkers. Of course. So I guess we're attacking our opponent and then dealing damage to the Rin. Give pro black. Still in okay shape, I think, if they just don't have anything to gain them card advantage. Can kill the Rin next turn. Get back Fields of the Dead, though. They drew a spell. The spell is Path to Exile on my Giver. Fair enough. Can't even Yorion here. Sun Titan. Flickerwisp. I think we have to get Batterskull with this. Let me go ahead and attack the Rin, force a chump block. You have to get Batterskull with all these zombie tokens. Oh, not a chump block. Jeez. I guess that attack was not good. I don't think we're in concession territory. Maybe we are and I just don't realize it. Could have flickered one of your tokens to save Inspector. Yeah. You think this game is super over? I mean, if they just don't have anything, I do think we can win. Like, if they have any card advantage spell, I'll concede. Like, yeah, I'll concede to Jace. But I think if they were just bricked for like 3 turns in a row, we weren't dead. Just didn't feel quite concession time. On the play for game 3. We've already basically trophied this league with a 3-2, but beating this deck would feel amazing. Let's talk about this hand. All right? Not bringing in wins. I already have 1. I don't think you want to. This hand has 1 land in it, and we're on the play. Stoneforge Mystic is also definitely the best way to win this matchup. Stoneforge Mystic is the best card in the matchup, and we have 2 of them. If we draw 1 land, I think this hand is like one of our best draws against them. And we're an 80 card deck with tons of bad cards in the matchup. I do usually like to keep high risk, high reward hands. I feel like if we don't keep... I think if we mull this hand, we're losing. I don't know. Do you guys at least they play 4 paths? Do you guys at least understand why I want to keep this? We have like 31 lands to hit. It's like Stoneforge Mystic is definitely the card we want to have, and we have 2 of them, which is huge. It's like how I think we're like just so like this matchup is so bad for us, and we have 34 lands, 34 out of or 33 left out of 73. I'm not sure I'm keeping this, but I think that I think we have to keep it. I think that we have to keep it. I don't know. It's like I just don't think we mulligan that well. There's not even 50% chance to draw a white. Yeah, it's like 40%. Yeah, are we 40% to? I'll mulligan, but I at least think it was really close, and we have a great hand here. But I would almost definitely keep that hand on the draw. On the play, I do think it was too bad. I just wanted to at least talk about why I felt like that hand was really close. Yeah, it seemed like a lot of people wanted to snap mull. But that was my thought process. But certainly fine with mulling there. So my opponent, EE on 1, deal. I think I get Batterskull. I don't think you win by keeping, but I do think you win more keeping than going to 6. I think you're probably right, which is why I liked keeping the hand, but super close. I'm glad that I at least got to articulate my point. And I talk about this a lot where I am of the opinion that if your matchup is bad, if your matchup is like pretty close to unwinnable, or if you're like feel like you're like 30% in the matchup, but you do have a very specific game plan that usually translates to a win, but those draws are just not the most common thing. But if you have a type of draw that will win you a match, and you have a hand that is very close to that draw, I often like keeping those kinds of hands. Really? Really? Come on. Can we answer Stony Silence? We have Skyclave Apparition. Why is oh man. I think we're lagging when we start, but I don't know. Stony Silence I feel like is a pretty unlucky card to run into. I'm not personally of the opinion that the card is like very well positioned in the format. And they're also playing it with EE. But it's very good here, of course. So of course a card that's good against me, I'm complaining about it being bad. Doing well today, Jeff. Yeah, but Stony Silence in the EE deck I do is a little sketch. But we're also going to lose to it, which is just, classic classic Magic player shit to be incredibly dead to a card or have a card be super duper good in a spot and then complain about how bad the card is. Yeah, I just don't think Stony Silence is a card that you probably should have in your sideboard at the moment, is I guess what I'm trying to say. I don't think that this is a good card to have in your sideboard right now. But whatever, right? Just classic Magic player. This card is bad. Why are you playing it? As it's just totally destroying me. Gonna bounce the Germ token. You can draw a Skyclave Apparition to deal with Stony Silence. I'll feel okay. We can also flicker Batterskull with the Yorion. Oh yeah, Belcher is like I think an okay reason. I don't think it's like, I guess not a great reason, but it's okay. You prefer Yorion in the hand over Stoneforge? I was so worried about drawing the Sword of Fire and Ice. They bounced a Stoneforge? Why? I feel like that was a pretty easy brainstorm by them. I've only played against Belcher once, and I beat it pretty easily, but I don't think the deck is popular enough to really warrant a lot of action in your sideboard. Could have Ephemerate your Stoneforge and kill Jace. I don't think I had the mana up, did I? If I had the mana up, then yeah. Maybe you're right. If I had the mana available, I agree I should have. They're going to 6. Looks like an Uro. They didn't get a basic forest. So we do lose the Yorion, but we do get to save the Germ token and the Stoneforge. Well, not that Germ token, but a Germ token. We have 5 points of power, and they're at 6. I feel like that's a country song. I got 5 points of power, and they're at 6. I got 5 points of power, and they're at 6. All of the Skyclaves would have been great here. Five points of power, but they were at 6. Their hands are all force of negations, we win. I guess that's not true because they can field. But if they do field, we're pretty close to triggering Emeria. If we field, we're just 1 planes away. We have Yorion in the graveyard. Yeah, I forgot to use the word truck. Mary is so hard to trigger. It's so silly hard to trigger. Actually, why? Why would you ever cast that Mana Leak there? I'm gonna feel so good about that if we draw Sun Titan. Do I think Uro's getting banned? No, I do not. Not in Modern, at least. Maybe in Standard. No, let me Mana Leak the permanent with no text against the opponent with no cards in hand with the mana to pay. Please Field of Ruin me. I think that's the most likely way we win is our opponent Field of Ruins, not understanding how this card works. Yeah, Apparition I think is a kill if they have nothing. We have 3 in the deck. I think it's the only way to get rid of this. Am I supposed to path West Stoneforge to get back Yorion? I don't think so. I think we just are supposed to path Uro. I know this gives them more zombies, but I don't want if they have like a cryptic command or a hard counterspell to cast. Oh yeah, Flickerwisp. So we have 2 Wisp, 3 Apparition. All of those kind of just win the game on the spot. Am I supposed to take 8 or double block a zombie? It's kind of tough. I think I'm supposed to double block a zombie. Also, like every non-Emeria land is not the worst draw ever. Well, if we take 8, the thing is like this doesn't play around well. Whoa! No way! Wait, no, they're just gonna get back field. Damn it. They're just gonna get back field. Right? No, they've already played a land drop. No way. No way! I think that they thought that they could get back Field of Ruin, but they just goofed. So you're saying there's a chance. You take 8 there to have 2 potential equips and not get blown out by removal. Well, do we have 2? I guess we do have 2 potential equips if we... And they're not getting back field. They're not... Oh, that's so crazy to me. This was their draw for the turn, I think. So I wouldn't be surprised if they still have nothing. Lagging, damn it. Such a tense match. You don't know if you noticed it, but you could return Batterskull. Oh no, I missed it. I also missed the equip. I could have equipped my swords to my Stoneforge Mystics. What a mistake. I didn't equip the swords the whole time. I know you're joking, by the way. So, I guess I don't want my Yorion to die to a Helix, so I'll just block like this. Damn it, I just played these as Darksteel relics. They ping me with Ren. Let's get back Forge-Tender. I do think they could have a Helix. Okay, that's not a spell. We're not winning this game on time? Really? Oh, sorry. I see what you mean. We're not winning this game off of the clock. Yeah, for sure. I also like... I concede if I'm 0% to win. It's just... The game's just not going to come down to that. But if I feel like I'm 0%, I always concede. I did it the other... This was like a week or two ago, but my opponent had actual 0 seconds on the clock, and I got the concede off in time. They ping me with Ren and 6. That feels like a... We did it! No way! Actually, no way. Can't believe people are complaining about Uro in Modern. Let's play mono white Emeria. Duh. Oh, these are good chests. 4 and 1 with mono white Emeria. We lost like red black Luris, which we probably could have won that match too if we just didn't block with the Sun Titan. Why do I concede? I concede if I'm 0% to win.